Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
So what's the latest, man? Give us some CBT, give us some SU alum information real quick. I got a lot of folk standing by this microphone right now.
All right. Dr. Wright.
Yes, Lee, hit us.
As you and your Power 106.9 listeners know, the network is going to have an interview with Dr. Boyce Watkins to determine what he is up to now. There's still time to send in questions that Dr. Watson can answer. We are accepting emailed questions at keittcom@gmail.com. The cutoff is the beginning of showtime, 7 p.m. tonight, right after Old School Sundays with Dr. Rick Wright. Again, we are accepting questions to be put to Dr. Watkins between now and 7 p.m. The event will be recorded and made public at a later date. And for that date, stay tuned to find out if your question was used and answered. Again, send your question to keittcom@gmail.com. Dr. Wright.
Lee, yes. What else you got, man? I got a lot of folk here. Hit it, man. We broadcast live for the great New York State Fair.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Who's coming, man?
I don't know if you and your Power 106.9 listeners were listening this morning to network participants George Kilpatrick's show, New Inspiration for the Nation. If you did, you know who's coming to dinner during CBT 9.
Yeah, the First Lady of the State of New York, Michelle Page, the wife of David Patterson, will be there.
Yes, and maybe her husband, the Governor Patterson, might be sitting right next to her. Dr. Wright, earlier this past week, George Kilpatrick conducted a TV interview with New York State Governor David Patterson. I can't get Central New York television in New York City, so I missed that. However, this morning, George interviewed New York State First Lady and Syracuse University alumni Michelle Paige-Patterson. For any of us who wish to hear that interview, George promises to add it to his growing list of podcasts as soon as possible. Stay tuned. Dr. Rick Wright, this is Lee Kidd for the network.
Well, Lee, hope things going great in New York City. We love you so much. And to all our great listeners all over the network, power1069.com throughout the world, we love you so much as we broadcast at the great New York State Fair. Big shout out to the Syracuse University Network. Oh, love you, baby. We are getting there. Technologically sophisticated in 2008 from Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Radio here in Syracuse for the whole world. Loving you, baby. Love you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
The network reminds you that you too may call into Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.